So it's been one whole week since the Premier League season of 23-24 came to a close in real life. And unfortunately for Sheffield United fans, their team were way back in last. As you can see, they only won 3 games across the entire season, losing a whopping 28, only scoring 35 goals and conceding over 100, finishing with just 16 points and a minus 69 goal difference. This got me thinking, what would it take for Sheffield United to have survived in the Premier League this past season? A miracle? So with that in mind, I loaded up eFootball 2024 and decided to play a Premier League season with Sheffield United, but with one key difference. They would have Erling Haaland as their centre forward. Before we get started with this challenge that I presented to myself, I'm going to let you know the rules that I put on myself for this challenge. So the objective was to stay up, not to be relegated from the Premier League. Could Haaland help this Sheffield United team do that? I had to play Erling Haaland in every single game that he was available for, and all the other Sheffield United players could only be levelled up after every 3 matches. So throughout the season, I do level up some of the Sheffield United players, which I just put down to think about it as if I was coaching them or training them. The Haaland card that I'm using is already fully maxed out, so didn't need to bother training that one up. I should add as well that we played most of these games in the top player setting. I never played any of the matches myself. It was all AI controlled. I just set the lineup for Sheffield United and let the computer do the rest. So we started the season off in game 1 against Luton. A winnable game in my opinion, if there ever was one to start off with. Fellow promoted team, fellow relegation favourites. You see the boys here getting ready for this big opening game of the Premier League season against Luton. So throughout this game, unfortunately, Erling Haaland just fed off scraps. He didn't get much in way of anything, and it was heartbreak at the end for the Sheffield United crowd as Townsend scored a last-minute winner for Luton to give them their dream start in the Premier League. Really disappointed with this start to this challenge. So after match day 1, not looking too good. We're down in 15th, no points. Can we turn this around in game 2 though? Game 2, we were up against Burnley, another team that were relegated, and early on, we took the lead through Osula. But around 70 minutes, Burnley with this brilliant chip over the top, but wow, what a miss that was. And in the closing stages of the match, Haaland scores his first goal of the season for Sheffield United. That back post header, get used to seeing that throughout this video. It's coming up quite a lot. It's his first goal though for the Blades. Number 1 of the season and the iconic pose. So a 2-1 win, winning in our second match. Burnley did manage to score one back. But that puts us back up to 10th in the Premier League table. Now 3 points clear of relegation. Game 3, and a man on form in real life, or has been in the season, scores for Bournemouth. It was big Dom Solanke to put Bournemouth 1-0 up. Haaland got a great chance here on 55 minutes, but sort of fluffed his header really. And then my substitutions and tactic change were all in vain because Solanke scored again. He got the brace. And so far, the home matches have been difficult for Sheffield. So 2 points above the relegation drop now. And you can see 3 games in, we get to level up some of these players. A lot of them started on their base level because I bought them specifically for this challenge that you're seeing here on YouTube. So they started on the bottom level and will progress throughout the season. So into game 4, and we're up against the Hammers, West Ham. And somehow, this opportunity here goes a waste. I don't know what happened there with Haaland. He let that come across him and missed it completely. Moments later though, Bowen goes straight through my defence and finally tucks it away. in the rain in London. So on the 30th minute mark, the main man, he beats the offside trap and slots home his second of the season. It was a great ball through from Osula. Those two working well together early on in the season. And not too long after this, corner routine, straight off the training ground, chipped into the back stick. Haaland nods it in over the top of the goalkeeper, and it's his third goal of the season, putting us in front. We seem to like away games. It's a lovely worked corner, this one. Chip to the back post. Big man wins it. Good stuff. Into the second half now. And wow, he's really turning it on now. It's his fourth goal of the season and his first hat-trick for Sheffield United. Haaland smashes one in to put us 3-1 up. And it's looking like another 3 points. But West Ham with the corner. Falls loose and tucked in. Scrappy one to concede. But then amazingly, right at the end of the game, Haaland scores his fourth of the game. What a performance from the big man. A huge win away from home. 4-1. Haaland takes the match ball, deservedly so. And that shoots us up into 11th. 5 points clear. So that's Haaland on 5 goals as we go into the 5th game. And we come up against Brentford here. Who hit the post early on. Potter, unlucky. We did have a little flurry of excitement towards the end of the half, though, to get the home crowd pumped up. But a good save was straight at him. At least a little bit of attacking flair was coming in from Sheffield. Could have gone in here as well. Good save. Second half. A fantastic bit of wing play undid us. And you have to say that our home form is really letting us down. It's been awful so far. Norwood almost levelled us immediately. He was unlucky just going past the post. Great movement from the boys. Great little touch in there. This was so close. And then Osula had an effort. Brilliantly saved here. Down low. What a save that is. Haaland is denied late on. And it's a great win for Brentford, who've had an impressive start, actually. If you look at the league table here, they're joint top with Liverpool. We somehow moved up a place. Into game 6. And we're up against Crystal Palace. They haven't won a game. And we've been okay away from home. So I was hopeful going into this one. And I was right to be with a brilliant team move. Finished off by, yes, you guessed it, Haaland. Scores another goal, making it his 6th of the season. Fantastic bit of team play. Elise put them back level with this bending effort into the bottom corner. And then on the half, Eze stuns us with this one. What a goal that is. They take the lead into the break. We had another good team move though, and Brooks levelled it up for us into the second half. And then right at the death to give Crystal Palace their first points of the season. Matete scores this. Good movement round the centre-back. That's a difficult one to take for me, especially considering they hadn't taken any points to that point. You can see how much it meant to them. Amazingly, Brentford went top of the Premier League here after 6 game weeks. So game 7, 24 minutes into the match, Haaland scores once again, and I'm starting to think that he might well be the answer to Sheffield's problems. What a goal that was. Bicycle kick and everything. He's keeping his end up by scoring the goals. He needs the rest of the team to back it up. But that's not going to be the case because Wolves, they immediately struck back, beating the defence once again. It's another scrappy goal to concede. Not long after, though, a free kick over to Haaland, nods it down. He's involved in it, something again, and what a strike that is, by the way. Brewster with a cracking finish there. Once again, we're punished coming out of the break. Defending has not been our strong point. And that is another good finish. We've seen a lot of good goals in this challenge so far. And what has become all too regular so far, a last-minute goal to concede and to smash our dreams. We go 3-2 behind, but straight from kickoff. Is there something magic coming? Well, with Haaland up top, there's always the chance for something, and what a goal that is. He does it all on his own, straight from kickoff. Puts us back to 3-3. And a draw, not the worst result, but we're slipping, and the bottom three are starting to catch us, you see. 2 points ahead. So 8 goals so far for Haaland into game 8. And he goes and does pretty much a similar goal to his last one. And scores once again. Takes us into the league. Hopefully the back four can do a little bit better to protect this lead. Cross in at the last minute there. A heavy tackle. But you can see we managed to eke this one out. Again, another away win. We seem to be really good at winning away. We're having a weird season where we win away but lose at home. Game 9 is another home game. We're playing Nottingham Forest, who are neck and neck with us in the league to this point. Defence has been letting me down all season. And, wouldn't you believe it, a mistake from the goalkeeper and the defence leads to Nottingham Forest taking the lead. So after feeling like I've been battered all game in this one, we brought McBurney on, and Haaland crosses to him, and he nods it back, and it's finished off by Bogle. An unlikely goal scorer for us, taking us another well-earned point. Felt like a decent result, that one, because we struggled. So game 10, a dominant first half for the Toffees, and it saw them leading 33 minutes in with a back post header. And it's Harrison that scored the back post header. Haaland comes good though for us once again. The assist from Sousa right before half time. A lovely ball through from Haaland. And the defensive midfielder getting us level there. And once again, in an away match, we managed to take the lead. A classic tap-in from Haaland. Puts us in front just after the break. And as I keep saying, the away matches seem to be going our way. And the killer blow came. Archer has his shot saved. And that man's there once again to poach, to tap it in. And to get us more points on the board. But just a few minutes later, Haaland went and made it a hat-trick. We weren't done there. And this is just a fantastic 4-1 win. Away from home. In Everton's own backyard, we humiliate them. And once again, Erling Haaland takes the match ball. Another hat-trick, his second one of the season. It's starting to pay off. We're up to 10th. We're a good 8 points clear of relegation. Starting to feel good about this challenge. We look like we can do it. But we're only 11 games in. And early on, in the 11th game, against Brighton, we can see that Haaland is causing havoc. But some good saves keeps him out. But that is how he scores just about on half-time. That back post cross, which I said to look out for throughout this video, comes good again. Haaland scoring once again. We see that game out. And I believe it was our first win, that one. So into game 12. It was a tough one. But this one was a horrible deflection for Son to score for Tottenham. Don't like those nasty deflections. This corner routine was then sent in, and another goal for Tottenham. It was soon after that first one. It was looking like it was going to be a long day. Only 13 minutes in, and we were already 2 down. And then right before half-time, Son kills it off, made it 3. And a big struggle against Spurs. So we changed the formation up for the second half to see if this could help us out. Went to a 4-4-2. And it did help. We managed to get one back. Osborne with the goal. But that was it. It was a much better second half, but the damage had been done. We lost that one 3-1. So following that one, we did a little bit more player progression. As I say, after every 3 games, I am allowed to do that, per my own rules. Then we got this game here against Aston Villa, and it was a largely uneventful game. But it saw us take the lead through, yes, you guessed it, Haaland scored again. And it's another home win after this one. That's 2 now on the board. So we're starting to pick up the home form as well as the away form. And you can see we're flying. 12 points clear of that relegation zone already. But oh God, here come Manchester City. This could be weird because we could see 2 Haalands here. One on my team and one on the Man City team. But I don't actually think that happened. Anyway, we had a spirited first half. And it saw us hold out until nearly half-time when Alvarez scored an absolute wonder goal. What a hit that was to send Man City into the lead. Haaland nearly struck back for us to make it 1-1 going into the half. Great strike, hitting the post. That would have been some goal. And would you believe it? Second half, that back post header once again. Haaland scores against Manchester City to level it up. And it's becoming a classic goal for him this season. With 15 minutes to go, a brilliant 1-2 from my strikers, Haaland and Osula. Saw us take the lead. Whoa, we're in dreamland here with this one. A shock lead. And look at the fans, they are loving it. Got to watch this one back as well because just fantastic centre forward play from both players. And it led to a famous win against the league leaders, their first loss of the season. Unbelievable result. And you can see we crept into the top half with that one. So the next match was against the mighty Magpies, my team, Newcastle United. And amazingly, we took an early lead in this one as well. Straight from kickoff, working it down the left flank, whipped in, headed down, and tucked in from McBurney. A shock as we take the lead against Newcastle so early into the game. But, as he has done all season, Isak showed some great individual skill to bring Newcastle level. We saw that a lot in real life. And that was the full-time result. A good draw against Newcastle. Next up, we had Arsenal. And we took a surprise lead in this one as well. Through Archer. Ball played across the box. And struck first time. Second half got even better though. With another Erling Haaland goal. Look at him beat the offside trap here. and stick this one in the bottom corner. And we're in dreamland with this one. This was a massive, massive result. And it's looking more and more like we're going to avoid this relegation here. Haaland is keeping the blades up. He's also gone and got 17 goals now in 16 games. So he's keeping good pace. Into game 17, we put up a decent showing against Liverpool. But they managed to score from a corner. It was Endo, and then right at the death, before the game was finishing, they managed to get a second goal. Darwin Nunez, he's going to be a bit of a pain for us this season. Ball draw in the next one, 0-0 with Manchester United. We were quite lucky in that one, I felt. Thought Man U probably should have won that. Game 19, Brewster opens up the scoring with an assist from Haaland. Would be interesting to keep a track of his assists throughout this season because he's already scored a bunch of goals, but he's also providing the assists. And that is another shock lead. We're leading against Chelsea. The home form certainly has turned around, hasn't it? Chelsea managed to level up with a header. I feel like that's our big downside in this Sheffield United team, is our aerial presence at the back. And then, not long after this, the goalie went and got megsed. Don't know what he was doing there. And we go into half-time, 2-1 down. Look at this, straight through his legs. And he whacked himself into the post. Embarrassing. And then finally, after 19 games, Haaland hit a worldie of a free kick. He'd had a few attempts leading up to this. This was the first one that flew in. What a goal. But the 2-2 scoreline was not going to last. And it was absolute heartbreak at the end as Jackson hits this stunner from range. Putting us 3-2 down. And then it was even worse than that towards the end because a deflected goal. I said earlier I don't like deflected goals. They're the worst ones to take. And another one snuck its way in. So a 4-2 loss in the end. But we were still 14 points clear of relegation going into game 20. And in this one, we were up against Luton again. And we're starting to feel that our season was unravelling a little bit because Luton took an early lead. 66th minute, Haaland digs us out of trouble, gets us level. Good goal again.
Number 9, Erling Haaland.
And then he manages to give us the lead here, which feels absolutely vital, I think, to this mission of staying in the Premier League. I know we've had a good start, but these are the games you've got to make sure you're winning, certainly against the other relegation candidates. We survived this late scare, though. Luton could have nicked an equaliser here with, once again, the defence and goalie. I don't know what they're thinking. That should have been punished. So he's 20 goals, a goal a game so far for Haaland. And we go into game 21, the reverse fixture against Everton. And look at this for a goal. A chip through ball. Haaland just nods it on. Could be my favourite goal of the video, that one. Just a delightful through ball. Didn't have to do much, just glanced it in. But that man, Jack Harrison, scored again at the back post against us. A second time this season. The first one obviously was the header in the reverse fixture. But towards the end, Osula scores the winner. Tucks it round the goalie. And we go 7th in the league. Haaland has made Sheffield United European contenders. So game 22. against Aston Villa. And they took the lead on 17 minutes. And then they looked to have doubled it moments later. Fortunately for Sheffield United, that it was offside. The goal didn't stand for McGinn. Ollie Watkins, though, smashed in another, making the game look out of reach.
After 39 minutes is number 11.
Second half, and these Haaland free kicks are starting to come good as he manages to get one back for us from distance. But it's followed by a quick reply from Villa, making it 3-1, and this game looks beyond us. And then Watkins only goes and scores another. And this one was one to forget. An absolute hammering by Aston Villa. Into game 23 now, and it was a largely uneventful game. But it saw a late winner from the main man. Played across from the right. He's in acres of space and just... You've got no hope, have you, with him there? It's another big win. 1-0 against Arsenal at home. Amazingly, we did the double over Arsenal this season with Haaland in the team. Game 24 saw a fantastic team move from my Sheffield United team, with Haaland scoring once again, taking the lead against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. After half-time, Palmer took on 3 of my players to score just a stunner. I mean, there was no stopping that one, was there? But would you believe it? This free kick blocked, nodded away, and then sent back in, chipped through again, headed over the goalie. Not as nice as the other chip through ball and header. But what a way to win it on the 85th minute. 25 goals for Erling Haaland for this Sheffield United team. We did avoid this late scare from Jackson, who hit the bar. And still in 7th, still in those European places. Another little moment of upgrading the players, and then into match 25. And Haaland scored another free kick. He's single-handedly taking the Sheffield United team from relegation favourites to European contenders. What a season he's having for the Blades. We managed to survive this late scare off the post. Struck twice. Good save from the goalkeeper. And is the defence getting a little bit more resolute maybe? Or just pure dumb luck? Probably a bit of luck, really. And into game 26, we saw Brentford dominate. And it paid off, leading into half-time, as they managed to take the lead. Brentford having a good season. They went right through the middle of us, though, there. I was very disappointed with that one. But Haaland managed to send the ball through the middle to Archer on the 80th minute. Another assist for Haaland. And we go level in the game. Right before the end, though, Brentford came forward. We managed to intercept. And then, amazingly, we went all the way on the counter here to the other end of the field. Archer took it wide right. Slots it in. And we win it with a counter-attack in the dying moments. Absolute scenes as we move into 5th place. We're joint on points with Chelsea, who are in 4th. So in game 27, a game we should win, if form has anything to do with it, we found ourselves behind early on from another set piece, another header at the back. And then the confidence just was gone in this one because Burnley went and made it 2. And we couldn't get back into the game after this. It was a massive shock in terms of form. And we were riding really high, Burnley struggling. We lost 2-0 to them at home. Again, the home form. I know we did sort it out a little bit, but letting us down somewhat. So up against Liverpool again. And I have to just say straight away, this one was one to forget. Núñez absolutely decimated my Sheffield United team with Haaland up front. He scored in the reverse fixture, and he just had a field day against us in this one. The second goal, again off a corner. And then the third one here was just a complete calamity from the back line. Don't know what was going on there. One to forget, and we move on to game 29 against Fulham. And Fulham took the lead on the 26th minute. We're starting to feel like we're running out of steam a little bit in this season. You know, we've got about 10 games to go here. We're looking fairly safe. But I don't like the fact that we seem to be running out of steam a bit. And that's the way it stayed. It was a 1-0 defeat. Fulham taking the points. Into game 30, we decided to play a counter style, and it was paying off. Haaland scored in off the post, smacked it in. Brilliant goal. And then another break right before half-time sees Brooks curl one in and take us 2-0 up at St James's Park going into the half. Those Geordie boys will not be happy. Isak scores a smooth goal off the Almiron assist. Nice disguised through ball there. And then the momentum was with Newcastle as coming straight off the bench, Willock gets Newcastle going on a counter-attack from our corner. The ball is put through to Isak, who chips it wonderfully to the back post. And Barnes with the half volley to level things up. And if this one finished 2-2. 27 goals from Haaland, though, going into game 31. This one was against Crystal Palace, and a delightful chip sees them take the lead, and it was another defeat. Not much more happened in that one. Mateta scored once again against us. Following that, we come up against Wolves. And we're behind again. And you know when I said our season felt like it was unravelling? Well, that one was a bit harsh. It felt harsh to go behind to this. In off the defender once again. There's a few of these going in this season. I had to change the tactics into the second half here to see if we could rescue something from the game. And it did pay off because we saw Haaland smash this one in from outside the box. And some last-ditch defending and a bit of luck made sure we got the point there in that one. 1-1 draw. So, a big team talk heading into this match against Man United. We've not been playing too well in the last run of games. Well, it didn't really pay off because Rashford scored an unreal solo goal. That was just fantastic. But second half, we bring McBurney on. And he nods this one in. So another assist for Haaland. And McBurney's starting to become a bit of a super sub this season, actually. And then, unbelievably, right at the death, Haaland scores a near-post header. Fantastic cross from the left. And I thought we were going to win it, but it was absolute heartbreak Great shot there. Off the bar. Saved. Goalmouth scramble. But we couldn't keep it out. And Man U score in the last few minutes. 2-2 draw. That's not a terrible result. But by this point, we knew we were safe. Only a couple of games left in the season. We'd done so well in that early run-in. And we managed to take the lead here. It was finally something positive after a bit of a low moment in the season where we've been struggling. Osborne slotted home. Tidy finish there early on. And he managed to get us 2-0 up with this great left-footed strike from distance. So 2-0. But after the break, Bournemouth caught us sleeping a bit. And managed to get one back on the board. But immediately from the kickoff following that goal, we had some slick movement. Just a wonderful team goal, this. Everybody seemed to be involved. Short, sharp passing. Into the right. Cuts in. Saved. And Haaland nods it in for his 30th goal of the season. He really has done his bit to get this Sheffield team to avoid the drop. So it finished like that. Game 35. It's a showdown with Haaland's former team again. And Haaland played his part once again, assisting for McBurney. Champions-elect found themselves behind to Sheffield United once again. We were actually the better team for most of this game, leading up to that goal. But Man City did a really good free kick routine there for Doku to squeeze it in from across from the left, and that was how it finished. It was a good result though. We hadn't lost to Man City this season. Next game was a ball draw, so we're going to skip right over that. Brighton drew with us 0-0. Then into game 37, we came up against Spurs again. Remember, they smashed us to bits last time. And Richarlison pokes this one home early on in the game. Little tap in. But Thomas managed to level us up from the left-hand side. Lovely little shuffle of his feet. Heading into the break, Son scored again against us. He's got a few against us this season. Brilliant back heel from Richarlison there. And it's a good finish. And the game was done. Kulusevski scored with 10 minutes to go. But Spurs had more for us. And that is just simply an amazing free kick from Porro. And that wasn't it. They weren't done. Because Son scored again. I just wanted this one to be over. It was an embarrassing defeat, this one at home. 5-1 loss. And into the last game of the season. And we're behind after 18 minutes against Nottingham Forest. Are we going to finish the season with a defeat? Great individual goal. On the stroke of half-time though, Norwood put us back level. First time strike across the box. Into the bottom corner. And then a glorious move from the right-hand side. Crossed in. And once again, Haaland scores a header. 31 goals for the season. Chris Wood then immediately equalised. And it was 2-2. So 2 headed goals. But McBurney, continuing his good form towards the end of the season, scored an unreal goal into the top bins, if I'm honest. What a goal into the top corner. A 3-2 win, and it was a great, great way to finish this experiment. So let's check how we finished up after this season, playing as Sheffield United with Haaland up front. Remember, it was just the AI. I never actually played any of the matches. We managed to finish 9th with 57 points. We were a whopping 27 points clear of the drop. And I think that's just a fantastic return on this. 31 goals for Haaland throughout this season. And I think that proves that if Sheffield United had managed to get Erling Haaland in their squad, they would have stayed up. So a miracle would have worked for them. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Something a little bit different from me. I want to do more videos like this in the future. So if you've enjoyed this, do leave a like on the video. Leave a comment telling me which parts you enjoyed the most. And maybe some suggestions for like other experiments like this. I have got a few ideas using eFootball to do these kind of weird seasons and see what happens. But let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions as well. And make sure to subscribe to Welcome to Gaming to keep up with all my videos for all these sports games that I play. I'll see you in the next one.